Illegal mining operations are still impacting negatively on the country's water bodies and by extension affecting potable water supply to homes in Ghana. Minister for Water and Sanitation Cecilia Dapa says though the proportion of rivers with quality water had increased from 39% in 2016 to 57.8% in 2019, it declined to 56.6% as a result of ongoing pollution by Galamsey operators. She explains the situation compelled some water treatment facilities to shut down.
Sadly, our water ecosystems are not in a healthy state as we would like to have them. In our beloved country, it is common knowledge that illegal mining, Galamsey, in particular, has affected the quality of water bodies, especially within the southwestern river system, which includes the Tano, Bear, and Cobra River basins, as well as the Pra Basin and its Ofin and Brim tributaries. Ghana Water has had on one or two occasions to close down the system in some areas because of the activities of these evil galamseyers. The proportion of rivers with fairly good ambient water quality or better at the end of 2016 was 39%. The proportion increased to 53% at the end of 2018, which was attributed mainly to the fight against illegal mining. The proportion further improved to 57.8% in 2019, but reversed to 56.6% at the end of 2020. The result is that the water intake facilities are partially or completely non-operational, which is a major public health and economic concern.
The Communications Director of GWCL, Stanley Mate, joins us on Zoom with the full extent of how pollution of the country's water bodies is affecting the operations. Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley Mate. We're learning some of your treatment facilities had to shut down due to the quality of raw water at their intake. How many homes were denied water as a result? Or in other words, how did this impact your ability to supply water to homes?
Okay, thank you very much, Israel. Our treatment plants are such that they serve a whole community, and they are situated within the communities or at the outskirts of the community. So in the event where we shut down the treatment plant, the entire community is affected, and so then there is no water at all, or sometimes we need to get some alternative. And for instance, in Chebi, we were fortunate, Chebi and Abidjan area, we were fortunate that we had some boreholes within the area. So then we mechanized the boreholes into the system, and then we served them with some water, but it was inadequate compared to what the treatment plant would have served them. Now, if you look at the Western region now, we haven't shut down Western region, but production has reduced to about 40%. Okay, so with the 40%, it's impacted negatively on the entire Secondary Takoradi area, such that we are unable to serve the population. So we are forced to do demand management, and so we are doing all we can to distribute the little water equitably, so that at least all of them can have some water. And it is not only in the Western region alone, but the upper West region, for instance, is also affected because the black water, where we abstract water for treatment, is also seriously affected. Now, let me also say that it is not only alluvial mining or Galamsey alone that is causing challenges for us. The other forms of pollution, like sand winning, is making most of some of the river bodies very turbid, therefore making it difficult for treatment. So sand winning, industrial discharge or effluent, and then some farming activities are also impacting negatively. Now with the farming activities, the farmers are cutting down the trees that give our river bodies shade, so that we'll have the rate of evaporation reduced. Unfortunately, they have exposed the river bodies, and so rate of evaporation is high, especially in times like this where climate change is having a toll on the entire nation. So what they also do is to farm along the banks of the river in the buffer zone. And what happens is that they also use inorganic chemicals in enriching the soil.
All right.
Anytime there are rains, it washes off the topsoil into the river bodies, thereby silting the river bodies. And then the chemicals within the sun also pollute the river bodies. And these make treatment very, very, very difficult and very expensive, because we are forced to use more chemicals to bring it to the drinking water standards. So it isn't only Galamsey.
All right.
But then there are other forms which is having a serious impact.
But clearly, you would say,
I would be happy if I had the chance to even mention the Volta region, the Volta River, because the Volta River currently is the only river body in Ghana that is less polluted. But in recent times, we are seeing a deterioration of the raw water, and it is as a result of aquaculture or fish farming ongoing along the entire stretch of the river.
How is that also affecting you?
What happens is that they are using inorganic feed in feeding their fishes. Now, they are droplets into the alluvial soil, and then they enrich the soil, thereby enhancing the growth of aquatic weeds like hyacinths, water hyacinths, and all that. Now, the water hyacinths change the taste of the raw water, and then they've also flowed downstream, especially into our intake area, because we have pumps that siphon or suck water whilst we abstract. And so instead of, for instance, clearing aquatic weeds like once in 2 years, like we used to do 5-10 years back, now almost every 2 weeks, we have had to hire divers to go deep down the river around our intake area to be clearing aquatic weeds, and it's creating a lot of challenges for the Ghana Water Company.
So yeah, you say that you're clearing the aquatic weeds, but one thing you said that struck me is the fact that you're saying that it is changing the taste of the water. Please clarify that.
You know, the aquatic weeds or weeds in general all have their own taste. You know that. So some of them are better, some of them they all have their taste. So the more they grow, the more they change the taste of the environment, especially because they grow in water. You understand what I mean?
All right.
And then,
you seem to have muted. If you're going to mute, Mr. Talimante. We can't hear you anymore, Mr. Mate. All right, we seem to be having some challenges with Mate. We'll try and resolve the line and see if we can get back to him. But we take you to Tanokrom, a farming community in the Techiman North District of the Bono East region, where access to potable water has over the years been a major challenge for the community. This was after the only source for the community dried up 10 years ago, forcing households to buy water from neighboring communities at much higher costs. Correspondent Anna Sabit visited the community and came through with this report.
Water is essential for the survival and productivity of all life and ecosystems. The value of water is about much more than its price. Water has enormous and complex values for our households, food, health, education, and the integrity of our natural environment. To the people of Tanokrom, a farming community under the Techiman North District of the Bono East region, water continues to be their scarcest commodity in their everyday life.
Tanokrom, Nsungwana here. Me pensua, Manko Tanaboasia Kosansua.
Our major challenge is water. We have to travel to Tanaboasi or Tobodom for water.
Now here, in Sobuai.
We sometimes spend between 2 and 3 hours to the nearest Takwaja River to fetch water.
And yet 2 hours to 3 hours.
Anavo Sente is the chief of Tanokrom. He says lack of water has over the years been the community's major challenge. Our major challenge is water. How can you live without water? The only water source for the people here dried up 10 years ago. Since then, the The people here would have to buy water from neighboring Tanobuasi community at 1 cedi 20 pesos per gallon. We end up spending the little we get in this village buying water.
12.
This jerrycan here is 1 cedi 20 pesos, and the barrel is 12 cedis.
12.
The situation, according to the people here, negatively affects their farming and economic activities.
Because we are youth now, person call anymore. I was saying, oh, you're now you're farming, and now you're running. Me, I'm telling you,
I used to rear pigs, but I stopped due to the absence of water.
It is, and so some there,
a higher education, food, and almost everything.
I just say, oh, you're Nippon, we are some, in so some they high.
Esther is a caterer at the Tanobuasi Basic School. She says there are days people here do not eat from the school feeding program due to the absence of water.
Sometimes
school kids don't have access to a tricycle. We don't cook and they don't get water to drink too. Bathing daily, according to health authorities, help remove toxins, reduces stress, improves blood circulation, amongst others. However, the people here, including school-going kids, sometimes stay days without taking a bath due to the absence of water.
It's only hornity. Yeah, 2 days, and yes, I make her.
I sometimes go 2 days without a shower.
The 2 days, when so Gary.
Look, sometimes I go 3 days without bathing. School-going kids in this community are dropping out due to the absence of water. If we don't get water, our children will stop schooling. How can a child go to school without bathing? With the Sustainable Development Goal 6 focusing on the availability of clean water and sanitation for all, and as the world marked the World Water Day, the people here have one simple plea to authorities.
All we
need now is a source of drinking water.
Say, Yanya Penny Fupenaka, Omama in Sudia, Kaepe, Baby Omania in Suf, Aswa, Amaya Tanokun Hakaepe.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Tanokrum.
Right, and we have back on the line the Communications Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited. Thank you very much for rejoining us. Now, I was going to ask again about the quality of water, the taste of water that's been affected because of the activities along the Volta Lake. But after watching the story of Tanokrum, I don't want to even go to the question about taste. What options are available to communities such as these that don't have water, but they need water?
Okay, so let me explain this, that the water sector is such that we have rural water being managed by community water and then urban water being managed by the Ghana Water Company.
I pretty much understand that. I just want to know if you have any options.
Yes, so for us, we help some of these communities through our corporate social responsibility programs. And then with our low-income support unit, they also help some of these communities by drilling and mechanizing boreholes to support them. There are a number of communities like Tanokrum that we have supported. And so this one is in the Bono Ahafo region. I'll bring it up at our meetings and let's see whether we can support them. But we also find out from the community water because we serve on their board. So we find out from community water whether they already have plans for Tanokrum, and then whatever support we can offer, we will do that.
Okay, so I'll come back to the taste of the water. You were making the point that because of the activities along the Volta Lake, the taste of the water is changing, and so we should expect that. And if that has to stop, then it means the activities also have to stop.
Yes. So I took that from the premises of for Galamsey, and I said that it is not just about Galamsey alone that is polluting our water bodies, but these are also challenges that we are facing. Now, for us as Ghana Water Company Limited, every water that we produce from our treatment plant will have to meet 2 standards. That is the World Health Organization standards and that of the Ghana Standards Authority. Okay, now the Ghana Standards Authority standards is higher than that of WHO.
All right.
But we make sure that we even do better than the standards for Ghana Standards Authority. So we have to work on the taste, the odor, stability and everything, and make sure that it meets the best of standards before we pump into the system.
All right.
But what I'm saying is that if we have to do all that, it makes the cost of production very high. Okay, because we have to use a lot of chemicals to beat the taste, to clear odor, stability, and all that. So it makes cost of production very high, and then we are forced to to push everything to PLC.
Okay, so you're going to be billing us more as a result. Thank you very much, Stanley Mante. He's the Communications Director of the Ghana Water Company.